advance against it and to, so to say, to have a direct action against it. Till such time you have to do passive resistance. Take all persecution, whether verbal or physical, without any retaliation. Then you challenge the system. When you feel you are strong enough, you can risk an open confrontation, a head-on collision. Then you challenge the system directly. That's the direct action. And then, if there is armed conflict, you risk your life and you come in the field, and that is now qital. Now you see, I discussed 3 levels, and at every level we have either 3 aspects or 3 levels. So multiply 3 by 3. So this is a 9-storied building. Jihad against your own nafs, jihad against shaitan, jihad against the social pressures of the society. 3, then only you can become a real Muslim, a real bondsman to Allah. Dawah and Tabligh at the level of hikmah, Dawah and Tabligh at the level of Mau'izah, Dawah and Tabligh at the level of Jidal. Then only you can propagate your ideology. Then at the 3rd level, passive resistance. Have sabr. Isbiru ya ala Yasir, fa inna maw'idakumul jannah. For 12 long years at Makkah, there was no permission to retaliate. Then active resistance. Passive resistance first, then active resistance. Challenge them. And then at the 9th level it was armed conflict. So 8 stories of this 9-storied building are jihad, and the 9th and the topmost story becomes qital fi Sabeel-lillah. This qital, as I told you, started in the 2nd year after Hijrah, beginning with the Battle of Badr. And as far as the Arabian Peninsula is concerned, it ended in the 9th year after Hijrah. It's a 6 or 7 years long war with different battles and with a small pause due to the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. So that is armed conflict, that is qital. 8 stories are jihad fi Sabeel-lillah, and the 9th one, the topmost one, is qital fi Sabeel-lillah. Now about this qital fi Sabeel-lillah, you know, there has been a person in Indo-Pakistan subcontinent, and I didn't want even to mention his name, Ghulam Ahmed Qadiani. The Qadianis follow him, and some of them accept him as Nabi, and some others accept him as Mujaddid. And thank God that we in Pakistan, at the highest constitutional level, decided that they are outside the pale of Islam. But what he said, deen ke liye haram hai ab dosto qital. He declared qital is now finished. Now qital has been forbidden. Qital is, you know, out of context. And you have only to make jihad. Jihad through lisan, jihad through qalam, jihad, you know, through qalb. And this qital, jihad bisayf, is abrogated. But it's absolutely wrong. But I want to mention here that most of us also do think in the same way. If you search your hearts, bottoms of your hearts, we think that only Tabligh can do it. Only sermon will serve the purpose. Why? The war was only for defense. There was, you know, no initiative was there from the side of the Prophet ﷺ. I have given my views in detail. The initiative was taken by Muhammad ﷺ after Hijrah. He advanced towards Makkah, and he, you know, started sending small groups, challenging the Quraysh, and, you know, isolating them politically and blockading their, you know, lifeline, blockade of Makkah. So actually this qital, I have narrated the hadith, you know, from Hazrat Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and it has been included by Imam Abu Dawud rahimahullah in his Sunan, you know, and that is Al-Jihadu Mazin Muzbasani Allahu ila yuqatila akhiru hadhihi al-ummati ad-dajjala. Jihad, and here he means by jihad qital, because later on he uses the word qital. This will continue from the day Allah sent me to the times when the last part of my ummah will go to war against Dajjal. And that last time when I came here and I gave a lecture, that time is not very far off. That lecture of mine, a videotape was prepared that is available here. The turmoil in the Muslim Ummah, the things are going in that direction very fast. The appearance of Dajjal is not very far off now. And actually the Al-Malahim, there are full chapters, Kitabul Malahim, in the books of Ahadith. And there is the news and prophecy of the Prophet ﷺ, Al-Malhamatul Uzma, the biggest war that will be fought between the Muslims on one side and the Christians, 80,000 of them, 80 banners of Christians, under every banner 12,000. So that will be the number of the people from the Christian side, and the Jews will later on join them under the leadership of Dajjal. All these news are there in the books of Ahadith, in the prophecies of the Prophet ﷺ. So qital is continuous process. But qital fi Sabeel-lillah, if a Muslim country is attacked by an enemy and you are fighting for defense, that's a different story. There's Jihadul Hurriya, and there's Jihadul Hurriya for every Muslim. It is permitted. Only what is required is that you don't use any haram means. You resort to only halal methods, halal means. That's the only thing. But qital fi Sabeel-lillah, for that you must pass through this process. This process of jihad, bin nafs, jihadul nafs. You have to establish the deen of Allah on your own self and in the sphere of your authority, in your families, in your houses, in your homes. Then you have to make dawah. Then you have to have an organization, and that organization should be disciplined. And then only you can resort to the war for the cause of Allah. Passing through these 8 stages, then qital fi Sabeel-lillah, if it comes, then it is fruitful, it brings about results, as we see in the seerah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, I have to give a few points more. Number 1, at the first 2 levels of jihad, jihad against your nafs, jihad against shaitan, and then jihad at the level of ideological warfare, dawah and tabligh. The tool of this jihad, the weapon of this jihad is Quran and Quran only. At both these levels. You can fight your own nafs, not with a sword, not with a dagger, not with a pistol. How to fight with your own nafs? How to fight the shaitan? You have all